guys, it's good to see ya. Cue the intro. So, I wanted to make a video because I haven't in a while, and I want to get back into the swing of things. So, I just want to do a general kind of explain what I've been doing because I haven't been making very many videos. So, I guess I'll start with today, kind of at random. I got the new, covering up the name, the Note. Yep, there's Galaxy Note. Look how it's all backwards, because the recorder I'm using is backwards, and I didn't think of that going into it. But trust me, if you can read backwards, you would be reading the Note 5, which is pretty snazzy. It's, I hope this isn't glaring for those of you trying to sleep. You got the Tinder going, you know, for the single people out there. I don't know. It's, I had a Note 3 before, and I was thinking I'd grab that too, because I still have the phone. But this phone is, from what I've noticed, it's skinnier. It's got kind of a smooth back. It's got a touch, so you can do a fingerprint scanner. And they tell me it's faster, though. For a normal person like me, the Note 3 was fast as hell, and I would never notice the difference. I'm still trying to get everything kind of figured out and in its place. Definitely had to get Clash of Clans loaded, you know, Stock Trader, Snapchat, all the good stuff. But yeah, so the Note 5 is, I like having a new fresh phone. I don't know, that's pretty cool. I got the Note 3 when it was brand new, and yeah, this was a lot newer. The buttons are crisp. You got, for the volume, for anyone who has a Note 3, it's 1 bar. They have 2 bars here, which is sweet for, if I'm going for a run. I can tell sometimes I'll hit the end button on my Note 3, and sometimes I'll think I'll be changing the volume, and really I will be hitting the end button or vice versa. And I had a few times where I had to mess with it a little bit, take it off my arm, but everything's crisp. It clicks. I don't know, everything was getting, my Note 3 was getting old. It's nice to have a fresh, and it's pretty cool. I have Sprint, with the Sprint network, it was, they have worse service. There's a lot of places where, if I'm up north in Michigan, we won't have as good a service, and I won't be able to send texts, but it's getting better every year. And with Verizon, you might be able to, but with Sprint. But if you're anywhere normal, you don't even notice. Except at the kitchen table, for some reason. Can't watch YouTube, which I won't be watching this video at our kitchen table on this phone. But that's what laptops are for. But anywhere else in the house, it's fine. And it's totally worth it because, not to advertise for Sprint, but I walked in because I actually lost my bill, and I had to pass the Sprint store anyway, so I just walked in to just pay my bill with a credit card inside, and they're like, well, we can give you a new plan for $60. The old plan was $80, and they're like, we can lease the phone, which I want to know how many miles I got. But they're like, we can lease the phone, and for $20 around there, basically it'd be $80, which is what my old bill was. And they're like, with your new bill, it'd be $60, $20 for the phone, and in a year you can turn it in for a new phone. And with $10 insurance, that would make it $90. And I had insurance on my other phone anyway, so I was paying $90. So basically, and I had free wireless gigabytes, which I did not need. I don't know why I did that. So I went in and got rid of the wireless gigabytes and basically got this phone for $5 off. It's freaking sweet. They're paying me $5 to get a new phone. I mean, I'm not a mathematician, but I took it. And I really like my Note 3. Let's see if I can like this Note 5. So far, it's slick, it's slim. I don't know. I'll tell you later. Alright, so on to what I've been doing. That's today. Now let's go to yesterday. So I'll start with, I won't go right into my writing. I'll beat around the bush with, I bought this for my writing table, which it says Wellman with a big W. They're drink coasters. And I actually bought this. It's a fancy holder for coasters. But when I was buying it, I did not realize it didn't come with coasters. So I got this in the mail. And I was like, oh shit, no coasters. So I went back and found this, a grown man shopping on Etsy, but you gotta know where the real deals are. You gotta know where to look. So I got these for a deal. Got my last name, Wellman, the big W, and then I put this at my writing desk. I think I'm gonna get, when my next paycheck comes in, I'm gonna get a big bottle of 1800 vodka. I'm gonna get 2 glasses and just set it there. I don't even drink liquor. I'm a beer guy. But I will set 1800 vodka, drink 1 glass, and then just leave it there forever. It'll be sweet looking at my writing desk. I don't know what that makes me, a poser maybe, but it'll be there. So, on to my writing, which I have been working to finish my latest novel that I started writing 1 year ago. And basically, with this novel, this is the novel before, by the way, but I started this novel and I called it True Darkness, and I mapped the whole thing out. Wrote it in 3 months. It was about, like, basically vampires taking over the United States. And I wrote it in 3 months, and then I edited it, and I sent it to my cousin, who is an optometrist, and went to U of M, and is just valedictorian, just the smartest person you'll ever meet. And so he looked it over, went through, gave me suggestions, did some editing, and we worked, and we went over it again. And that took another 3 months. So I'm 6 months in. And so 3 months to write it, 3 months to edit, and then I send it to my go-to editor. And unfortunately, she had some difficult things happen in her life, and she ended up getting behind, and she is just getting around to sending me the last chapters now. She's had it for like 7 or 8 months, which is a long time, but it's totally worth it. With her, I wouldn't go to anyone else. I mean, I would if she wasn't there, but she's a good friend, and I look forward to working with her in the future. And she's doing a great job, giving me great suggestions. It's taken so long, so much longer than I ever expected. I thought this would be out by June, definitely. It should have been. That would have been the latest. But now, we're getting to August, about to be September. Can you believe it? Pumpkin spice lattes? Anyone? And I'm getting excited because she's getting around to getting me the last chapters. And this is, I like to think every book I write gets better. So I'm confident in this book, and I'm really looking forward to, I love reading reviews and seeing what people think of my books, and I take a lot of the comments, good and bad, to heart. And I can't wait to see what people think I did good and what people think I did bad, and taking the bad and taking the good and working them into my next novels. But I think I'm going to do one more edit on it. So I think it'll be out October as of right now, but I still have to get her edits back. And she's going to have some crazy suggestions. And I'm going to send it back to my cousin, the optometrist. And he said he's going to challenge me to rewrite an entire chapter. So that's fun. And so, I don't know. We'll see come October. But I did rewrite one chapter. And it has to do with this book, which many of you may know is another popular vampire book that I've actually not read. I got about this far into it, or actually, I think I see my bookmark. Yep. Got to page 60, and my mom actually asked to borrow it, and she's pretty adamant. She really wanted to read it, and I was loving this book, but I stopped. Let her read. It's Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, excuse me. And so I never really picked it back up after she read it. But I made a prologue to my vampire book. It was all about, there was this, one of the earliest American mysteries was Roanoke Island. And basically, there was early American settlers, English people, on an island named Roanoke Island. It was near Maine. Correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere up there. Basically, they were camped, and the leader of the community, his granddaughter, I gotta remember his name, his granddaughter was the first ever European-born, full-blood American. She was his daughter, Virginia Dare, and her mom was Emily Dare. That's what I remember. And so this baby of this guy was born. She was born in the United States, first American ever that was European. And he left to go get supplies, I believe. and he got held up, and it took him 3 years to come back. When he came back, the entire village was abandoned, and there was no sign of anything, of a struggle, or it was just as the entire village had just disappeared, up and walked away. And no one to this day knows what happened to all these people, one of the original American settlements. It's the American mystery. So I started my book. I made the prologue. I wanted to point out that the bad guys, the vampires, had come to the United States originally during that time and feasted on the settlement, and that's what happened to them. And I go through and show what happened when these vampires come. And then chapter 1 is modern day. It jumps into the book with regular people. But my brother pointed out that this book, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, has the same exact chapter somewhere. So that was a dilemma. I tried to ignore it at first. I was like, well, too damn bad. So, I wrote the entire novel, and I realized this novel, it's got 3 main characters and a 4th character who's a semi-main character, and it jumps. Each chapter is from a different character's perspective. And it's mainly 3, so it'll go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, chapter 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and in that order all the way through the novel. Every once in a while with the 4th guy. Like every 7 or 8 chapters, you'll have the 4th guy have a chapter. But the beginning of the book started off with the Roanoke Island chapter, introduced the evil vampire, and then chapter 1 was with one of the characters, and chapter 2 was another character, and then with the prologue, we'll use my thumb for the prologue, and then you had the 3rd main character, and then you had the 4th guy who was the extra. That's 5 chapters deep into the book, and you've never seen one character twice, and that is rough for a reader. You just get to know someone, and you jump to a new character, and then you jump to a new character, and at that pace, I knew it wouldn't last, and something had to be cut. And Roanoke Island was already in another novel, so I cut that out. And I replaced it with a chapter where I introduced all 4 characters, or all 3 characters actually. And then, so now you read a chapter with all the characters, and then you have a chapter with each one of them separate. And it's only 4 chapters. And it's still, I think, maybe a little rough, but I'm hoping it's a lot better now and people can get through it and get into the flow and really start to enjoy the novel. But that's where that's at. And then I've also been working on another project. Here is my thinking folder with all my ideas, and if you can see, this is an idea for a story, and all I've mapped out for it. Here's another one. Yeah, another one. And then here is a story that I finally really liked and I'm using. This is the next one I've decided I'm going to write. And I think I can write it in 4 or 5 months. Unless, depends on how my work schedule is. But I went through with this pencil and I got note cards. I took these note cards, this pencil, love these things, Alright. I took these note cards and I basically did one for every chapter. And each one of these note cards represents a chapter. And this one is, I can never do normal stuff, so this one's going to be about wizards. And space. Wizards on the moon, basically. And it is, that's the epilogue. It's, I don't know if you see that. It's 39 chapters. It's backwards again. Everything's backwards. But it's a good 39 chapters. I'm going to try and make them pretty thick chapters. We'll see how that goes. It's basically, I want to make science fiction versus fantasy. So it's going to be Marines, and there's the new phone. Texting works. But it's going to be Marines basically fighting wizards. Science fiction versus fantasy. But yeah. And then I was actually hoping, this is Hurricane Dan. This is one of my best novels, but I was hoping that this new novel will sell. The vampire one. I originally was going to name it True Darkness, but because it took so long, it's been a year, there's actually a novel came out called True Darkness. I was like, damn it! So I'm going to call it, I think, Dead by Daylight. And this is the goal. This is the novel to beat Hurricane Dan. If it can beat this one, I'll be happy. I think it will. I'm confident that I got a new best coming. This is my personal record. But Dead by Daylight is going to take it out. And meanwhile, my other project is... And two, I went with my day job. I actually went to the west side of Michigan and did a job on the west side of Michigan. So I was there for a long time, and we were working 14-hour days. It was rough. It was hot. And I was beginning to feel sick by the end of it. But also, you feel stronger, which is cool. I always love that. But this is the other project, is me, my dad, and brother, and mom are building a house. And we're on to the stage of building a deck. So here is the rough plans for the deck. Here's another angle, upside down angle. I'll do one at a time. So you're going to come off back porch, come out here, put a barbecue right here, walk down here in the backyard, maybe grab the mower, go around. But that is the plan so far. It's the deck. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I have to cut every one of these, make sure every one of these boards fits, and we don't have an electric tool for this. You have to dig this down, like, maybe one of you guys know, I think it's 46 inches. I just did one with my cousin. I think that's how far you have to dig it, but I could be completely wrong. I'll figure it out tomorrow when I have to dig it with a post hole digger, because my dad refuses to, we don't have the tool, and he's not going to rent it from Home Depot when he's got me and my brother to dig it out. So it's going to be a long day of just get the dirt, throw it down, and then grab the dirt, throw it down. That's going to be fun. And the ground is not going to be light. So yeah, we'll have that deck, and then go inside, drywall, build the house, and then that'll be done. Meanwhile, my schedule has been full, but I really had plenty of time to make videos. I just, when you get home, you collapse, and I've been working out hard, getting those personal bests. But yeah, I'll have to make more videos, and I want to make this one just to get back into the flow and get used to it. And so the more I make, the more you get used to it. So yeah, hope to see you guys more. Let me know what you think. Dead by Dawn for a vampire novel is still in the works. Maybe I could use your guys' help. I need to think of a name. I think that's what it's gonna be. But just think of vampires overthrowing the United States. That's where the novel focuses, and it is across the entire world. So what would a great name for a vampire novel be that hasn't already been used? And right now, it's Dead by Daylight, and the deadline's coming up fast, but if any of you guys got any ideas, it would help me out a ton. But, yeah, it's good to see ya. It's good to be back. Alright, catch you later.